Yep, got the springs out of my son's Z28. You can tell it's a coil or two. You can see it stops there. Yeah, a coil and a half taller. And it's progressive rate like that. It's supposed to be able to help with a little extra weight. He's got a little weight in the back. And there's the cups with the spring pockets in them. It raises up the height of that cup. It sits that much higher than the old springs. So that much, it's going to pick it up roughly 2 inches. And, right here, got to undo the brake lines, get everything running from the chassis to the rear end unhooked. So I can lower the rear end some more, get the springs in there. Then before we do all that, he can lock his doors with a little key fob thing. And a little bit later the alarm goes off. So we got to figure out what is going on with the alarm. Find out which goes which and what goes what and how it does what and where and when and why. Find out why it ain't doing what, when and why, where and when. But get it sprayed out from under here. See if he wants to carry his rear end, have it refreshing. Seals, axle seals, pinion seal. They dogged on it before he got it. All the seals blowed out, leaking. Can't get the panhard bar out because you can see that bracket bowed in a little bit. So I'm about to drive that out. Get a little space in there. Get the panhard bar out. Then get a reverse torque converter lockup solenoid or the entire wiring harness. If I can't change the solenoid, I'll just change the whole harness. It comes to a stop at a stoplight, it'll cut off like transmission. Torque converter ain't unlocking. Gotta throw it in neutral when you come to a stoplight so it don't turn off. And I was looking for the upper arms on this thing and it don't have them. Apparently that torque arm done away with the upper arms on the GM coil spring rear end. So that was something I learned. And that's going to be something I got to learn, how to fix an alarm system, how to track it down. But that's pretty much it. Got the springs out, just going to have to study on the electrical. Get the wiring harness for the transmission, so I ain't putting it down until it's done. It was Act of Congress to get it jacked up this high. You can see the death trap I'm having to work with. That's on my 4x4s, that's on a train trestle. With plywood across the top. That's the middle one's holding up the drive shaft. That one and that one's holding up the car. That one over yonder is holding up the rear end, along with that and holding up the rear end. Yeah, it's fun. I ain't scared of dying. I just don't want to get crushed under a car. Anyway, this go give a dog a walkie. Start studying on electrical on a 98 Z28. I don't thank you, Lord. God bless.